Let's create a world that works better. Talent development professionals are converging here in San Diego to learn, grow, and make an impact on the job. Welcome to ATD 2023. I'm emcee for ATDtv, bringing you the very latest from this year's ATD conference in beautiful San Diego, California. The fun started on Sunday, but things really heated up Monday morning with the opening general session. Featuring Professor Adam Grant, organizational psychologist at Wharton, best-selling author of Think Again, and host of the podcast Work Life. Grant's keynote on Monday challenged attendees to update their thinking, open their minds, and build a learning organization where people understand what they don't know. He encouraged attendees to improve on the status quo.
I think the basic takeaway is surround yourself with people who challenge your thought process, not the ones who agree with your conclusions.
Perhaps one of the biggest takeaways for me was making sure that the people around me are telling me truth, right? So we all would hope that, but making sure that people know that they can tell me the truth so that I can get better.
He said, it's always good to unlearn. You know, we have so much time learning, but it's also good to unlearn.
I'm here now with Holly Ransom. Holly is the MC of this year's event. Of course, you need no introduction. You are a speaker and an author and an interview world-renowned. Thank you so much for being here this year.
I'm so excited to be here, Amy.
Yes. So this morning, you're not only the MC, but you are interviewing the keynote speakers. This morning, you spoke with Adam Grant. What are your takeaways, your thoughts?
He was sensational, as he always is. I think there are a couple of things that really stood out for me. His message really being around rethinking and the criticality of all of us building that muscle. So I think some of the insights that I really reflect on are, one, he challenges us to think about how we make a habit of criticizing ourselves out loud, giving people permission to start that dialogue of feedback, and then challenging ourselves to say, well, how do we get better at taking the feedback, maybe not A+ all the time, where we need to know the things that we could do better at. He said, think about the idea you want to try and get a 10 out of 10 for how you receive feedback. So there might be a score on the project, and then there's a score on what I can guarantee is that I can get a 10 out of 10 on how to take the feedback. He spoke about the idea that when we think about decisions, we need to make sure we've got more than two choices, so we increase the likelihood of avoiding error and failure rates. So that was interesting. And he encouraged us all to be thinking about like scientists, so to approach things with a level of intellectual humility and curiosity, staying away from politicians, from preachers, and from prosecutors. So I thought that was really interesting too.
How excited are you to be here at ATD23?
Oh, absolutely pumped. I mean, the energy in the room today was sensational, but to be amongst so many kindred spirits who are passionate about talent, learning and development is just a joy. So I'm thrilled to be here in this capacity and get to spend time with this wonderful community.
So tell me a little more about what's in store for you this week.
Yeah, so I'm going to be in conversation. Adam was today. We've got Priya Parker tomorrow. We'll be talking about the art of gathering and how we do gathering with more intention and purpose, which will be really interesting. Then on our closing day, we've got Leslie Odom Jr., the incredible, needs no introduction, but the Hamilton superstar. And it's going to be a little bit of a mix of interview and I believe a couple of musical performances, which will be pretty exciting, so not to be missed. And also, we've got a house band, so we're doing this really cool thing where we're writing an anthem, and so I think I'm going to be more musically involved this week than I'd probably expected, which is going to be fun.
Do you sing and dance?
No. In my next life, I would love to come back as a Broadway performer, but sadly, I'm lacking in both those skills.
Holly Ransom, thank you so much. Have a great time this week. We're so happy to see you.
Thank you so much for having me.
The keynote came to a close, which means the expo is open for business. A variety of advanced solutions and techniques from more than 300 exhibitors in San Diego. This is the largest training expo in the talent development industry.
Oh my gosh, so excited. This whole thing is just overwhelming. I love the expo, all the things, the classes have all been wonderful. I've met so many great people, meet to eat, everything has just been awesome.
I mean, it's great to see all the new technology, for one, to what exists to do things that are better than the way we used to do them, and just do them in a cooler way, in a more interesting way, in a more user-friendly way.
To have access to thousands of people in the industry where I can have candid conversations about our struggles, our challenges, and some of those solutions and what they look like, I'm most excited for that.
There's plenty to do in the expo at ATD23. You can head over to the learning stages throughout the hall, where companies are demonstrating and educating attendees on their latest products and services. Be sure to stop by the ATD booth as well. Booth 2305 is where you'll find all you need to know about how ATD can help you advance your team. And take some time from learning to relax and recharge with ATD at Play. It's a fun zone on the expo floor with old school arcade games, the latest VR experiences, and plenty more. Being in a position of power changes how the brain operates, influencing decision-making and empathy. This session on the science of executive leadership dove into training that counterbalances emotional changes that come with leadership. It also gave attendees techniques to drive positive organizational results.
And there's a difference between power and leadership. So I think my goal is to educate everyone so that we can really empower everyone to be successful and we can decrease some of these problematic issues that we're seeing.
Technology continues to evolve and it's changing how we do business. Alcon Laboratories optimized chatbots in its work to drive behavioral change and provide valuable data insights.
This session was not just about driving behaviour change, which we're in the business of, but it was also about integrating technology into enabling us to do that faster and more effectively by utilising what we did in this case study with utilising a chatbot and action plans. We were able to demonstrate that return on investment and that alignment to strategic goals.
There has never been a more important time to develop impact players on your team. New York Times bestselling author Liz Wiseman helped attendees with tools to identify those people and explained how to create more impact players on your team.
If you build this mindset across your organization, you're going to build a workforce where people are able to handle ambiguity and challenge and change and do it with agility and speed, and that the demands of work right now will actually feel lighter.
We have a jam-packed day 2 on the horizon. Priya Parker highlights the day with her keynote on the art of gathering. More education sessions on deck, including one on the secrets to giving an expert presentation. And networking night will be next door at beautiful Petco Park. There is plenty more on tap here at ATD23, and you can catch the highlights all throughout the week on ATD TV. I'm your host, Amy Sweezy. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.